everybody, Mac here. I believe happy St. Patrick's Day, and it's Comic Book Wednesday, and we are taking a look at DC Comics Multiverse Mattel Cassie Wonder Girl. Now, I am a bit of a liar, because last week when I pulled this out of the bag from my haul at Grey Dog Comics and Toys, I said I probably wasn't going to be doing a review of this figure, but then I remembered this week that we are at the start of Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary, and I have nothing new at the moment. There's stuff coming. I have nothing new at the moment to show you for Wonder Woman. You've seen pretty much all of the Lego sets I have for Wonder Woman, which aren't many. And you've seen a good deal of the figures I have for Wonder Woman. But I don't have anything new to start her 80th anniversary with. So I decided to just go ahead and take a look at Cassie here. Now, as I said, this is when Mattel had the DC Comics Multiverse license, which I think was like a year ago. They launched it to McFarlane Toys. So you see this is going to be a 6-inch scaled figure. You can see it's the old box design, red with the cutout corner here, the window box, very basic, and some artwork down here, which I kind of miss, honestly, on McFarlane Toys boxes. The McFarlane Toys boxes, they're very boring, and I understand that he's trying to draw attention to the figure and not wow you with packaging, but when you're dealing with something like this, a character that's based off of a comic book, I really like having the comic art on the box, like we have Cassie here. On the back, which you probably saw last week with the video, we have a cross-sell, which was just 2 figures of this line, Cassie, Wonder Girl, and the Dark Knight Returns version of Wonder Woman, and those two Build-A-Figure is Dr. Psycho, which I'm not a big fan of this look, but I kind of want to get this figure now, just so I can finish Dr. Psycho, because in the comics he's okay. In Harley Quinn, he's hilarious. And the cartoon Harley Quinn has made me more of a fan of Dr. Psycho than the comics ever did. On the side here, we have more of her box art. Over here, it's just the side window so light can come in and light up the figure inside. And we have Teen Titans DC Comics Wonder Girl. And this is the second incarnation of Wonder Girl, the first girl, of course, being Donna Troy. This is Cassandra Sandmouth, I think her last name was. I can't remember. I'm not real familiar with this version of Wonder Girl, so I don't know as much about her as I do for Donna or Diana. So just bear that in mind as we go forward. But let's not waste any more time, and let's open this up, and we will get Cassie out of the box. Alright friends, here she is, Cassie out of the box, and the first thing we do is we put the tape measure to her, and we see how she measures up. And if we look at the tape measure, she comes in at just about 6¼ inches tall, just under the 6.5-inch mark. So she is a little shorter than some of the other figures in this line, but that's okay, because she was supposed to be younger. I believe she was supposed to be a teenager in this incarnation, so she would have been drawn shorter than the other heroes, like Wonder Woman, like Donna, Batman, Superman, what have you. So the next thing we do is we take a look at the articulation. And this is already where this starts to fall apart a little bit. So we take a look at the head. The head has a full 360 rotation. Not a whole lot of side to side. She can look down, kind of. Can't look up too much, but that's natural with most figures with long hair. Arms can come up way high. She has the full 360 in the shoulder. She has a bicep swivel. She has single jointed elbows, wrist swivel, no pivot. Nothing in the torso. No ab crunch, no twist, nothing in the torso. Her legs are on an H joint. Was there something there? No. Nada. Her legs are on an H joint so they can do the splits. They can come forward, not so much back. There is a thigh swivel just above the knee. It's a little lower. It's right there. A single jointed knee. No boot cut, ankles rock, no real side-to-side pivot. Now, where this falls apart is, first of all, you can't push her arms down past that. So she always has this buff, over-exaggerated, arms-out stance. You can't get them in close to her. Also, if you look at her legs, this leg bends in drastically, so that when you try and put her legs together, she's going to be a real bow-legged on this side. You kind of, if you want her feet flat on the ground, you kind of have to give her this wider stance. But also, look at this. This is just awful. Look at how that boot, the ankle portion of the boot, is attached. And it doesn't really swivel much. That's just so bad. See how it sort of comes in on an angle right there? That is just so bad. And it doesn't really rock into position. This whole side of her leg, her whole left leg, is just molded so poorly. But you can get her to stand. Now, she also has her Lasso of Lightning. For those of you that don't know, the Wonder Girls, Donna and Cassie, had their own lassos, but it wasn't the Lasso of Truth. That was Diana's. Cassie here has the Lasso of Lightning. That was interesting because it was definitely more of an offensive weapon than Diana's Lasso of Truth, that if she wrapped somebody up in it, depending on how angry she was, she could pump electricity, Zeus's lightning, through the lasso and basically shock and or electrocute anybody that was wrapped up in it. Now, like I said, that was dependent on how angry she was, because Cassie was always, I think, represented as the hot-headed one of the three. She's also wearing her iconic all-red outfit with the stars down the side. I really like that. Her newer one, I don't think this is a midriff, it's a t-shirt, and she's wearing a jean jacket. And I think she's wearing jeans or maybe a skirt. I can't remember, but she doesn't have the red leggings anymore. She also has her bracers of submission, which I like, that all of the Amazon Wonder Girls have. I do like that, but because of the limited articulation, she can't do that iconic cross-bracer pose. And because of such limited articulation, you really can't get Cassie into those low, crouching, heroic poses that we could get with, like, Diana or Batman or pretty much any of the other DC heroes. Now, also, if we take a look here, and let's bring her up a little bit closer, I do really like the face sculpt. I think that's one thing that Mattel did really well with their figures. I think the face sculpt was really well done, and I think that the face painting was fairly well done, because I do like the eyes. The eyes are just a little bit off, but not to the point where they're crossed or there's a lazy eye looking off to the side. But I do think the face, the head, the hair, everything up top is a really good representation of Cassie. It's just the rest of her that is lacking. Also, if we look here, I got some real bad paint runoff on her arm right here. Let me see if you can see that. That's just sloppy work right there. See that? So I'll have to get something to clean that off. Yeah. She doesn't come with any accessories. What you see is what you get. And once again, and I've said this before with a lot of the older Mattel figures that I've opened up, it is no wonder to me, the more I get into these, the more of these that I buy, it is no wonder to me why they lost the DC license. Because they were making things like this. They probably weren't selling as well. They definitely weren't selling as well as, like, the Hasbro brand was. DC was tired of losing money on it, I'm guessing. So they gave the license over to McFarlane, who is already doing better things, arguably better things than what Mattel did. I still have some issue with McFarlane, but those are more personal taste than actual quality control taste. Like, Cassie here should have been a very simple figure. Cassie should have been one of those ones that, this is a simple body mold, this is a simple look, but it's a fan favorite, it's very iconic. They wouldn't have had to have put a lot into it, and they could have sold dozens of them, especially with Dr. Psycho, but they still managed to not make this great. Now, what we do get is these two pieces for Psycho, and look at these legs, look at how small Psycho probably is. That's going to be fantastic. I got to get the torso, because here's the other thing. Look at this head. Look at this face. That is the face of a madman, and I love it. So I definitely need to get that Dark Knight Returns Wonder Woman, just so that I can get the full torso for Dr. Psycho here. So, I like Cassie. I don't know much about her, because I know more about Diana and Donna. Cassie came around about the time that I wasn't really collecting comics for a while, but I do like her as a character. I really liked her representation, or her incarnation in Young Justice. I thought that was really good. And every time I've seen her, I liked her. I just don't know much about her. And I wish we would have gotten a better figure for her from Mattel. Hopefully, down the line, McFarlane might pick up the slack and do something with this. But until that happens, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.